The horrific incidents with the wildfires in California have left so many families displaced, and for many, the focus has shifted from survival to what do we do next. That will lead to many contacting their insurance companies or the state to see what options are available to them.
Yes, here to share expert insight is Sam Mirejovsky, partner at Sam & Ash Law. Good morning.
Hey guys, great to be here with you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
wonderful to have you in. Of course, we're talking about a pretty heavy topic in terms of what's been going on over there. And before we get into the legalities of these issues, why have the wildfires in general really become such a significant and reoccurring issue in California?
Well, in California, obviously, they know that they have a fire danger, right? And these neighborhoods are surrounded by a lot of nature. The nature, by the way, there's been a lot of rain, and the rain has caused a lot of this brush to grow more than usual. It was overgrown. It should have been cleared. Backfires should have been set. Those didn't, that didn't happen. And so, when it's a perfect storm, right? 100-mile-an-hour winds, it takes one spark, whether it was arson, whether it was a downed power line, and the rest is history. It's absolutely tragic.
Yeah. Another thing that I'm sure lots of viewers at home have heard about, seen, and maybe don't have a full understanding of, cancellation of fire policies from insurance companies for residents in certain areas that have been impacted, and how this is going to, detrimentally affect them moving forward in terms of getting their houses back up and running or building new houses. So can you expand on that and explain exactly what's been happening there?
Well, my understanding is that State Farm and other insurance companies, took a look at the totality of risk involved in these areas and canceled policies because they realized that fire was a near certainty. So insurance, doesn't insure against certain, events that are 99% certain to happen. They'll never, win on that. So, homeowners have some recourse, right? If the insurance company broke California law and, prematurely canceled them, there's a claim there. They certainly have a claim, I believe, against any public utility that caused the fire. One of the fires, I believe it's SCE, had a down power line. So there's a public, a private entity claim against them. And then I think, you're going to see cases against the city, the county, against the DWP, and against the state of California. And for anybody watching who has been affected by this or who has had a relative affected by it, very important, if you're going to file a claim against the city or county, any public entity, you have to do it within 6 months. You have to file it within 6 months. You don't have the usual 2 years, statute of limitations for a case. So you have to give them something called a notice of claim, and you file that with, with the appropriate agency. Don't do it on your own. Get a lawyer. Have somebody represent you. We have an office in California, a fully staffed office. Both Ashley and I are licensed in California, so we already have a few of these cases, and they're unbelievably tragic, and talking to these clients, you wouldn't believe it. It's absolutely heart-wrenching, and I am furious, what the state of California failed to do for these people, because it was, I believe, 100% preventable.
Well, we know the Eaton and Palisades fires, at least what we've been hearing, was there seemed to be sort of this lack of water due to the utility companies. So what would be sort of the ramifications both now and in the future from something like that?
Well, legally speaking, right, if the DWP, so LA has a public utility, and it is the largest public utility in the country, is my understanding, and they're not particularly well run. In the last 2 years, LA had record rainfall. They had more rain than they've ever seen in my lifetime. Where did it go? I'm looking at empty reservoirs. I'm hearing stories from clients about, firefighters show up and start pumping and they run out of water. The hydrants run dry. That's absurd. For the property taxes and everything that they pay in California, that's unacceptable. So the ramifications, obviously the state has to make this right. And I believe the people that have been damaged by this need to be made whole. And it's not just the fair, insurance. There's a California fire insurance, kind of a policy of last resort. It's terrible. It won't cover nearly nearly much of anything for most people.
I'm really sorry. We have to wrap right now.
Yeah.
You are clearly passionate about this, and I'm sure lots of viewers at home have connections to Los Angeles as well.
Yeah.
So I wish we could talk for longer. But if you are looking for a law firm who clearly fight for what's right and work tirelessly for you, then you should head to samandashlaw.com and call the number on your screen right now.